After surviving a life-and-death battle, Xiaoyan reaped fortune from disaster. His bloodline awakened, helping him rapidly break through to 2-star Dou Sheng. Don't forget to subscribe. Your support brings us one step closer to hitting Dou D realm. Continuing from the previous scene, inside the silent, secluded chamber, time seemed to lose all meaning. Xiaoyan had been in closed-door cultivation for 3 months. After such a long period of tempering, his formerly fair skin had been dyed a violet-red color. Even his black hair faintly carried a reddish tint, giving him an otherworldly appearance. However, the transformation was not limited to his outward appearance. Over these 3 months, his aura had climbed to the peak of late 1-star Dou Sheng, leaving him only a single step away from advancing into 2-star Dou Sheng. The bloodline refinement had clearly brought enormous benefits. Although Xiaoyan's aura had already reached its peak, he still had not awakened from his deep slumber. Time continued to flow, from the 91st day to the 93rd, then the 97th, and finally the 100th day. Suddenly strange crackling noises echoed throughout the chamber. The space around Xiaoyan trembled violently. Streams of condensed energy formed visible wind vortices, swirling around him. Their rotation grew increasingly violent. Even the reinforced chamber was torn apart by the massive vortex, allowing brilliant sunlight to pour inside. What's going on? What happened? The sudden eruption of energy on Eastern Dragon Island immediately attracted the attention of numerous experts. They rushed over and gathered outside the shattered chamber, staring in astonishment at the spiraling storm of energy. Do not panic. Continue your tasks. A calm voice resounded from the Dragon Hall. Ziyan, accompanied by little Dr. Fairy and Qing Lin, appeared in the sky. I was wondering why it was taking so long, so he was preparing for a breakthrough. Ziyan smiled as she looked at Xiaoyan. Little Dr. Fairy and Qing Lin both let out breaths of relief. They had been extremely worried during these 3 months. If not for Ziyan reassuring them, they would have forcefully broken into the chamber long ago. Brother Xiaoyan truly is extraordinary. A few months ago, he was only at early 1-star Dou Sheng, and now he's already about to break into 2-star. Yao Ming sighed in admiration. Although he frequently returned to the 9 Nether Earth Serpent clan, he spent most of his time on Eastern Dragon Island. Now that he had finally found a chance to latch on to the massive backing of the ancient Void Dragon tribe, he naturally wouldn't waste any opportunity. As the crowd discussed Xiaoyan's transformation, the energy between heaven and earth surged more violently, pouring into the vortex. Soon the wind vortex began to thicken. Droplets of liquid-like energy floated in the air. As more energy condensed into this liquid form, the vortex gradually transformed into a water vortex. The moment the transformation completed, Xiaoyan, who had been asleep for 100 days, suddenly opened his eyes. 2 beams of terrifying violet-red light shot out, streaking across the sky. Countless ancient dragon tribe members felt an overwhelming and peculiar pressure sweep across them. This pressure came from a bloodline source. This is the Dragon Emperor's bloodline pressure. Why is it appearing on him? Many ancient dragon clansmen were stunned. Even Ziyan revealed a look of surprise. She sensed a familiar aura within the light. This is indeed the Dragon Emperor's bloodline, but it's mixed with other powers. Of course, they had no idea that Xiaoyan's bloodline was a fusion of 3 sources: Xiao clan bloodline, Gu clan bloodline, and the Dragon Emperor bloodline, naturally carrying the traits of the Dragon Emperor. While exclamations continued to erupt across Eastern Dragon Island, Xiaoyan suddenly opened his mouth. The massive energy water vortex transformed into a towering column and was swallowed by Xiaoyan in a single gulp. As the final stream of energy was absorbed, the cold jade stone bed beneath him instantly shattered into dust. A mighty aura surged from within his body and slowly spread outward. He succeeded. Sensing the powerful aura erupting from Xiaoyan, Ziyan and the others all sighed in relief, their eyes filled with joy. Xiaoyan slowly raised his head and exhaled a long breath before standing up. He gently tightened his fist, and a tremendous force rippled out from every cell within his body. This truly was a blessing in disguise. Without experiencing that life-and-death battle, the bloodline hidden within his heart would never have been activated, and without that breaking through to 2-star Dou Sheng, this quickly would have been impossible. Haha, brother Xiaoyan, congratulations. To break through again in just a few months, your cultivation speed really makes others envious. As Xiaoyan was celebrating the transformation of his strength, a hearty laugh echoed from the sky. Yao Ming and his group descended beside him. Xiaoyan clasped his hands in gratitude toward Yao Ming, then shifted his gaze to Ziyan. Seeing that her complexion had fully recovered, he felt much more at ease. How long was I in seclusion this time? Exactly 100 days, little Dr. Fairy replied with a smile. 100 days. Xiaoyan was slightly surprised, then asked, "Any news from the Alliance?" A few days ago, Yao Lao sent word, little Dr. Fairy said with a solemn expression. He wants you to return to the Falling Star Pavilion immediately. The purifying demonic lotus flame is about to appear, and the Hall of Souls has already begun to move. Hearing this, Xiaoyan slowly nodded. In that case, we'll set out for the Falling Star Pavilion today. Beside him, Ziyang caught their conversation and smiled. If you're heading back to the Central Plains, I'll come with you. You're going too, Xiaoyan was stunned. Eastern Dragon Island just went through a massive battle. Leaving now might not be appropriate. It's fine. The elders can handle everything. Ziyan blinked mischievously. You've helped me so much, of course I have to repay you a little, right? Seeing her determination, Xiaoyan hesitated briefly before nodding. When do we depart? Ziyan's eyes lit up with excitement, her tone full of impatience. Xiaoyan glanced at her strangely. Could this girl simply be bored of Eastern Dragon Island and itching to go out for some fun? If there's nothing left to handle here, then let's leave now. Also, clan leader Yao Ming, if you return to the 9 Nether Earth Serpent clan, please take good care of Medusa. As for the hostages from the Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan, release Ju Feng first. As for the Kun King and the other one, keep them temporarily on Eastern Dragon Island. 2 Dou Sheng should be enough to keep them in check. Yao Ming laughed and nodded, cupping his fists. In that case, I'll wish Brother Xiaoyan a safe journey. Xiaoyan chuckled without further words, then waved his hand and tore open a spatial passage, stepping inside first. After hurriedly giving instructions to the elders, Ziyan, under the helpless gaze of the first elder of Eastern Dragon Island, also dove into the spatial tunnel. The silent sky suddenly rippled. A spatial crack slowly opened and several figures stepped out. Finally, we're out of that damn Dragon Island. The moment she left, Ziyan instantly shed her majestic Dragon Emperor demeanor and reverted to an innocent young girl. Xiaoyan and little Dr. Fairy exchanged helpless looks. Let's go. We've already entered the Alliance's territory. We'll reach the Falling Star Pavilion soon. Xiaoyan surveyed the surroundings, determined the direction, and led the group forward swiftly.